Muspelheim has loaded at the bottom right. We have our Zerg player in the red. Starting for LGIM, we have the last man standing.
LGIM, Nesty!
They were thinking hard and long for who would take the last player spot here. They talked to MVP, they have a GSL champion sitting on the booth, the current GSL champion that is. And of course they have with Zera another player who's able to win against all these races, but they chose Nesty and he's up in the first game and maybe the last game against the player at the top left, against Fnatic's very own
Fnatic Ladekul, Björn!
And man oh man, is he a star today.
Yes.
Really shining through for his team. And you know, we talked about it. His nerves, I don't care what Fnatic team people told us, doesn't look nervous to me. His play looks so refined so far. Now, Nesty has sent the drone scout out. This will actually allow him to block the hatchery. And it is in fact going to be a pull force before he even sees the drone scout. So this is a little bit of a loss from Nesty. He gets some scouting information. So in the end, it's a choice that's not going to be regrettable. But he does lose a little bit of mining. His hatchery, in fact, will be delayed by it just slightly.
Yeah, the Fnatic's, well, the hatchery for Bial is going to be a little bit later. Nesty already with the hatch first here in the game. And we saw a lot of early aggression in many of these CVZs. Tenpool is quite popular in Korea right now and trying to block the hatch and even delaying it further.
He still gets away with blocking the hatchery, and that's something else I didn't mention before, but this is so frustrating for Björn. He cannot get the hatchery down.
This is really annoying. This is like horrible, finally.
Nicely done by Nesty. That was actually a great way to open this game.
Just look at how far ahead he already is with his hatch build. Of course, his Zerglings will be a little bit later, as will his queen. But still.
You know what's cool about all of this is that actually Björn did not make any Zerglings. He's just like, no, I don't need those. I already saw that you're going hatch first. I'm just going to make only drones right now. Most Zergs will make at least 2 Zerglings so they can scout a little bit more. He's not going to make any. Nesty going to have a much faster speed. And as a result, like, this situation...
He has to be a bit careful. The Overlord is going to die. His Overlord is dead. He scouted too late. The Queen is... No, where's the Queen? I'm sorry. I just mixed up the production.
You freaked me out, man. Yeah.
I was really worried there. I just mixed the colors up, and for a second I really thought that we already have the Queen for Nesty, but we don't. And I was like, this can't actually be happening.
I actually had the same thought as you. I was like, oh, you're right. He's going to lose. I saw on the minimap, then I clicked. I was like, oh, okay. We both had the same thoughts here.
Yeah. The production tab sometimes can be a little bit confusing in the ZVZ.
Well, you know,
sorry for freaking you out.
We have seen so many ZVZs in the team league. This is our first one so far today. It would not be Season 2 without a ZVZ, though, today.
Yeah.
5 additional drones coming out for Björn, who is making a spine crawler, and he is going to go Overlord hunting with that Queen. He does decide to go back. We saw yesterday a Queen killed by its aggressive nature. Baneling Nest going down now for Björn, faster than Nesty's. Nesty only mining with 1 drone at his gas right now. That's something that Nesty does quite often. Björn continuing to mine with all 3. He's mined 100 additional gas.
And currently we have a Harvester lead for Bial, and he's actually getting a lot additional drones, while we suddenly have Nesty with more than 20 lings, and he waits. He keeps them right there. He wants to go for a speedling attack, and this is a ton of Zerglings. No scouting information just yet. He waits until he has all of them before he moves out. He even takes a third as he does it, and now he has been spotted.
Yeah, he shows the third base first, in fact. 2 Banelings being morphed. But those 2 against Nesty's micro just may not be enough. He's actually rallying so many Zerglings across the map. 32, in fact. He has no Baneling Nest of his own. These Queens will block. But if he actually trades well against these Banelings, it could be amazing. But oh no, for Nesty, he loses so many Zerglings to 1 Baneling.
Oh, that was really cost efficient. It died immediately. This 1 Baneling was already worth it, and now suddenly we have Nesty without the potential for aggression. He goes for the 11 drones right away. Has currently a harvester count of 33 that will increase and just skyrocket in a few seconds, but still, this is definitely a problem. Oh my god!
You guys did not see that, but I saw that. That was, I think,
10 drones. We had a Baneling in the worker line of the LG IM's Nesties mineral line at the natural, and it took down it. I can't believe
he was already behind in workers, but now he has 14 workers behind. This attack is really, really intelligent by Nesty. He has to deal with that Baneling, though. If he can kill that Baneling, he will force the cancel here. In fact, he will force it regardless. That's okay. He loses some more Zerlings to a Baneling, but he forces the cancel. His third hatchery is done, and that's the key advantage he has over his opponent right now.
This is really, really scary here. The harvester count is 33 to 43 in favor of Bjol. Nesty is in trouble. He sets up the run by. He has the 3 bases already done, but his harvester count is so low. He tries to force another cancel on the 3rd.
And Bjorn is just so ready, even sending another Baneling over. The one thing to note about what Nesty has done as a follow-up here is he has completely and totally skipped the Baneling nest, has gone straight into Roaches. However, his opponent has faster tech. They're halfway done. The +1 for Roaches is also halfway done, so he is already building those upgrades, building that tech. So Nesty has some advantages with that 3rd base, and he cut the Banelings out, didn't waste any gas there, but he is not by any means ahead in this game, I don't feel.
No, he's not, and it's just a horrible, it's horrible for you if you lose this many Banelings and you just feel like, oh man.
Oh, he may lose his queen! Nice defense
just
though.
In time. Just in time. Oh wow, Bjal here. The supply overall is the same, but as I said, we have still a huge harvester lead for Bjol, and he is about to finish his 3rd. His tech is done. He's going for the infestors. We don't even have just now the lair starts for Nesty. He is so far behind in tech.
He is so far behind in every way. The only thing that he has is extra mining at a 3rd base. But that's not going to matter too much if he loses that 3rd base to a big timing attack, which we may in fact see. Nesty has started his +1, but Bjos is already done. He's starting +2 right now. His infestation pit, as you mentioned, finishing up. He's going to start passing clans very quickly. If anyone can come back, it may be Nesty, but he has a huge mountain to climb right now.
Yes, we have +2 attack being started, while the +1 attack upgrade isn't even done for Nesty. Let's have a quick look at these counts in Roaches. 4 against 5, but he's going to build more very soon. 62 against 61 harvesters. The harvester count is dead even by now. But yeah, this advantage in upgrades, just look at it. Pathogen Glands, speed for the Roaches, +2 attack. Going for a Hydra Den as well. If Nesty gives him the time to build up this army, he will be in such a bad position. Trading a Ling for a Baneling here, very well done. Trying to send the 2nd in.
Nesty is trying to find an opening right now. He knows he's behind. He will not accept it. He's going to go for these aggressive pokes with his Zerlings while he tries to buy time. Nesty has droned heavily, as you mentioned. The drone count is now actually in his favor, 69 to 67. But his opponent's tech is in every way ahead. He's even getting the Hydralisk range first.
That is so insane. He has everything. The infestors are on the move, and Nesty is ahead in overall supply, but this is only because of the Roaches. His Roach count is ahead.
And with this Roach count that he's built up early, he may decide to go for a push.
On the other hand, sorry for interrupting.
It's fine.
But he has to hit a timing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yal needs to attack at some point, and he should attack with a +2 attack upgrade. If he finishes this, has the Hydralisks and the Roaches and the Infestors to back it up, then he should start to attack, and he's building a lot of Roaches now.
He's consistently checking with his Zerlings as well to see what Nesty is doing. I feel if he ever sees Nesty move past basically the first watchtower, he's going to know, actually I'll just use my +2 to defend and then counterattack if you're going to commit to an attack. So he has, basically, the ball is in Nesty's court now. He can hit with that timing, but he doesn't have to. You know, if he waits long enough, Nesty will eventually catch up, but he can take a 4th base. He can start his Hive Tech if he wants to, which I know sounds strange for ZVZ, but recently we have been seeing a lot of Hive Tech in these Team League matches. And there's the +2, it's finished up.
+2 is finished. He's getting a 4th base now. And Overlords gets sniped in the middle of the map. He doesn't supply block him. Nesty is halfway done with +2. He is far behind in upgrades. Well,
see, this is what I mean, man. He sees that he's going to defend with +2. He has so many infestors out. He can defend with them. He needs to get his units into position, though.
Nesty has a lot more Roaches. 42 against 18. Bial, where are your units?
He needs Hydralisk. I mean, he needs support for his Hydras. He's making 10 Hydras more, in fact. but Nestea does not have infestors. He has no infestors right now. Here we go, the bungles go down. He needs to prevent these roaches from engaging his Hydras, and so far he does it well, but Nestea still has so much.
Nestea has 170 supply. The upgrade advantage is in favor of Bjal. Nestea's +2 is not done, but the numbers are in his favor. He's crumbling now, though, as the upgrade comes into play. And Fnatic Bjal with a nice play here, but he is still behind in supply. Nestea.
He's making this work, or at least he's trying to. More roaches, though, come around, and they will surround Nestea's forces, and Bjal does hold.
The Infestor dies, though, and now he's relying on the Queens as well. He's moving in, trying to take down everything that Nestea has. They are tight in supply, but look at this bank for Bjal with 1,700.
And, you know,
Minerals just a second ago, but
he has still, basically, we saw a clash of tech versus just pure brute force. The Infestors fungling the roaches, the Hydra's doing the real damage, having +2 first. Nestea's +2 literally finished as he was retreating, so he had no +2 during that battle. Right now, though, Nestea has Infestors on the way, whereas Bjal, he only has 1 right now. He's got 3 more popping out. They're going to have a fairly even Infestor count, and Nestea has basically bullied his way into an even game here, because now he doesn't have the disadvantages he had anymore.
Bjal allowed it. That is the main problem that I have with this. Look at his count in minerals and also in gas. He did all of this way too late. He should have done more. We have 2 roaches at top right trying to take down the Spinecrawler. Bjal just did not have the... Well, he didn't have the production, and he attacked too late with what he had. He had a problem with the gas and is now trying to take the gas at the top right. They were even in gas, and this is quite often what it comes down to in this matchup. Armor upgrade coming up for LGIM's
This is important as well. Keldorus, he's going to attack this base at the top right. There is no way for him to hold it, I don't think. But Nestea making himself trapped.
Nestea has still a huge lead in the roach count. But those Infestors, are they able to close the distance?
This
are they
is
able
a beautiful
to go for the
position.
Not the best bungles, but he can make it work. And the hatch is still alive.
It's still alive. He's not targeting it, and if he loses all of these units, the hatchery will probably still survive, but he will not lose his units. Nestea will kill this force and the hatchery. Nestea pushes Bjal back. He's doing it. He is doing it.
Had every advantage in the game. He was ahead in tech. He had everything. His early bailings made it happen. But now LGIM's Nestea is just going for it. He's doing so much damage. The base to the top right is still alive. Those bungles pinned Nestea down in the range of the Spinecrawler. Bjal is pulling his way through the army of Nestea and is able to make it work. The hatch is still alive.
I cannot believe he did not kill that hatchery. He's had every opportunity to send one roach to kill it. I mean, and he knows it's there. It's not like he saw some fake animation that it died. He's going to try to force his way in now, but Bjal is in position and he has some Infestors here.
Oh no, Fungals just yet. Where are they? The Infestors get sniped.
They didn't have enough energy, but Nestea will be able to bully his way through here, it looks like, and the hatchery, if he wants it to, will be killed.
Nestea has the upgrade advantage now. He finished his +1 armor upgrade, and he is going for it. Unbelievable. He makes it happen. Bjal was so far ahead, but he botched his unit control a little bit. He lost too many Infestors. They were all sniped by his opponent.
I am amazed that this hatchery stays up. The Spinecrawlers there finished. Nestea will charge through these units. There's no Overseer nearby.
This game is just back and forth. Bjal is not out of it just yet, but he's in a bad spot. And look at this hatch.
He's still getting so much extra mining from that. That's one advantage that he has here. He has better saturation than Nestea right now.
But he's so far behind in supply already, and he's finding upgrades. Nestea, he turned the tides of battle, and here comes the army for Nestea moving in.
No armor for Bjal.
Will Bjal lose his roaches and the last few Hydras? Not yet.
Not yet, man. The Hydra's doing just enough damage, but he has no +1 Carapace just yet. Nestea's starting +2 Carapace now, and the hatchery still survives, though. He's got 3 spines there. He's not missing his injects, and without the 4th hatchery for Nestea up, I mean, he just got it in the center. He's not mining from that. He needs to send drones over there right away, which is exactly what he's doing, sending a group of drones there now. The Nestea's production advantage that he had has now basically been shut down, and Bjal has kind of pushed his way back into some parts of this game. He's making 3 Infestors right now, but still no Carapace upgrade.
This is such a funny and exciting game. Nestea should have never been able to survive the mid-game, but then he makes it happen. Small mistakes by Bjal with the unit control, with his decision-making. Nestea with with great engagements, but now this base to the top right gives him so much trouble. The extractors have been taken, he's mining gas, he's mining minerals, Nestea with the 4th base as well, but this game is just completely nuts. 170 supply, 75 for Björl and 195 for his opponent. Nestea about to be maxed out here, and the upgrade, the +2 armor, is gonna be finished.
The infestor count. Right now, no infestors for Nestea, and he is maxed, so he can't even make any until he loses some units. But his opponent has only 4, and the roach count heavily in Nestea's favor, as you mentioned several times, 55 to 40. 9 Hydras in the mix for Nestea versus 9 Hydras for Björl. It's all going to come down to the positioning. Nestea has a better concave now, but the fungal does go down first for Björl. Björl will not actually engage up this round.
No, and he shouldn't. Here comes the infestation pit for Nestea. And both of them are maxed out. Nestea this time with a higher bank. And of course also all these upgrades. Björl is not researching anything anymore.
This is a little attack by Nestea that's going to be shut down. He's lucky there were no infestors in play to fungal.
Yeah, indeed. I was just about to mention it. We don't have a fungal, so he is able to get away. What a game.
Neither player can really move forward here, but again, the mining for Nestea is a little behind, but he has his 4th up now. He's got his gases there, he's getting spines up. So this base that Björl has had up earlier is going to mine out first. And basically, we are not at a standstill necessarily, like not at basic. We're not at that position where neither player will attack for quite some time, but another player can force an engagement if the other one is aware of where they are moving, because they're both moving around quite a bit, but the player who has the center or has the top ground advantage or the low ground advantage is actually going to have basically the defender's advantage in a way. It's not the best term to use, but they're going to have the better concave. That's what they're going to have. And you know what? This is a new map, but I love the way it's designed because it really favors people who are map aware and very aware of how to engage. And look at this. See, this is the kind of thing that you can do because now Nestea cannot turn around. His opponent's going to have a better concave, and he is going in. Nestea deciding to go for the counterattack. We may have a base trade. I think we already do.
Indeed we do. We have +2 for Nestea. Only 2 attack upgrades for Björl, and here they come. The spine crawlers are building now for Björl, who's trying to get rid of his resources. We have 43 roaches against 56, and these two, they are not wasting any time. They're immediately going for their opponent's base. A lot of spine crawlers building for both of them. The infestation pit has been sniped. Fnatic's Björl is building another one though immediately, and this game is getting even more insane than it already was.
It's getting insane, man, but the thing is, there are 10 spines in position at the top right. Nestea's trying to get in before they're done, and if he goes now, he will get in, but he gets bungled, and these spines will finish. He transfuses that hatchery, which, by the way, is still very, very low from its earlier engagement. A nice bungle here by Nestea. He's trying to hold on down in his base.
Björl is going into the main base. He's trying to take down these spine crawlers. The queen is already dead. No transfuse. Nestea not able to use the energy on the queen. And look at all these infestors in a base race scenario. Those energy units are so important, and Fnatic Björl has 11 of them.
He has such an advantage, as well as he's going to get there to Nestea's final base before the spine crawlers are done. They are not done at the bottom left. He has not completed his spine crawlers, and this may be the nail in the coffin for not only Nestea, but his entire team.
This is horrible. The spine crawlers, they are going to die. Nestea is far away with his entire army. He's trying to run back in order to save it. Will he be there in time? There are a few infestors. He loses one of them, but he's able to use a fungal, and I guess that this hatch is going to die. Yes, it is gone. It is gone.
Right now, the army supply in favor of Nestea, and if he kills these roaches, it will even more so be in his favor. And in this type of game, basically, it's a race against the clock. Nestea does have another hatchery going down. He, however, does not have any extractors across the map. So basically, if he loses everything in his main, which he will, well,
Nestea doesn't have mining.
Yeah, he doesn't have mining. Björl decides to go back because he knows that Nestea may be able to break up here, even though there are several infestors in play. If he actually kills this hatchery, he still has the army advantage.
The thing is that, oh, here they are. We have a few fungals. Nestea at 122 supply is killing a few units of Björl.
It's all up to these infestors and spine crawlers.
Exactly, the infestors. They are key.
He's positioning himself.
He has a lot of overseers.
Oh man, this is so important. He's got a great position. The infestor count heavily in favor of Björl at 17 infestors. 17 infestors and the bottom low ground advantage. He's actually moving his spine crawlers down. This is a risky move. And Nesty sees it. Will he seize the day? Will he actually go forward?
No.
He cannot.
No, he can't. He just can't. He can't. Against all these infestors, it's impossible. The base at the bottom left, at the left side of the map, it is done. Another base coming up for the Fnatic player, though. Oh, wow. Björl with 2,000 minerals. A lot of gas, but he doesn't have lava.
No, he needs to get more hatcheries going. He's making one at the right side of the map, which Nesty can see. I'm a little bit surprised he's not going to attack that right now. Nesty trying to find out if the natural's real. His army is split in two. This could be the moment. If Björl seizes one part of this army, he will be basically he'll win no matter what. If he can kill one part of this army, the game will end.
If Björl is able to get his production up, he will suddenly just be able to get a ton of roaches, and then he can engage Nesty, no problemo. To the right side of the map, we have an Overseer spotting the hatch for Fnatic's Björl, but all that he has to do is build units at this point. He needs units. That's the one thing that he needs. He has the resources, but he needs the lava.
He does, and Nesty, his time is running out. Nesty is not in the same position that Björl is. He does not have mining as good as Björl does. He does not have the second hatchery up yet.
But he can't do anything. What can you do? You can't attack into these spine crawlers. Not with 17 infestors. It is suicide. And now you need to wait for your opponent to do a stupid mistake, to make some kind of mistake that you can exploit on.
Now that Björl, as his base is up, he feels comfortable moving out a little bit here. And he may actually just start to put on the attack. He's up 20 supply here. The worker count 31 to 17.
11, 12. 12 Hydralisks are building. He's using his gas and his minerals right now. Oh, wow, Nesty, will you be able to get out of this?
You know how many infested Terrans there are in this army? With let's do the math here, simple math for a second. 17 infestors. Each infestor has 8 infested Terrans. That is
80, 56,
it's like 130. 136. That is a ton of infested Terrans that could be dropped, plus the fungals. So he's basically got 100 infested Terrans and a bunch of fungals. Nesty's army may just melt to that.
Oh, always supply blocked. Look at the number where he's supply blocked at 182 against 130. The army supply is 150 against 110.
He's desperate. He needs to get lucky here. He does have +2 Carapace, whereas Björl does not have any Carapace upgrade whatsoever, so the infested Terrans will not be as good at damaging as they would normally. And Nesty does also have the roach count advantage. A great fungal for Nesty, starting things out okay, but he loses his infestor.
He loses one.
Björl does not have burrow either.
Björl hesitates to go up the ramp, and he should. He's getting another base, though. He's getting another hatch. And we have Nesty down to 140 supply against 200. Björl is maxed out. Here come the Broodlings. Not the Broodlings, sorry, but the Changelings going in and trying to have a quick look at what exactly he's up against.
Great scouting information. Oop, traps an infestor here with full energy, in fact. And he can actually afford to lose an infestor if he messes this up.
Going in with only a few units. He does not... I think he can just bully his way through here.
He can, but I like his persistence here. All he has to do is beat Nesty and his whole team wins. That was a great fumble by Nesty.
Wow.
No burrow, again, for Björl, so he cannot burrow to heal the, hide these, and he can't... Oh! Gotta be careful!
He needs to be very, very careful here. And he decides to lead in with the first infestors, and his teabags off. He's like, okay, well, I'm fine. It's okay. I know I have to go.
Yeah, he's just forcing the energy to be wasted. And now Nesty starting to drop his infested Terrans. He wants to have the lead here. Nesty has the lead in upgrades, but his opponent has a much bigger army.
And here we go. Infested Terrans everywhere. The fungals, they are on. Nesty on 110 supply against 160. But yo, he's dropping in supply. He's rebuilding his roaches. Immediately, the army for Nesty, it melts down to 70, 60 supply. Nesty is down for the count. He's nearly knocked out here, and this would end the hopes of incredible miracle in the GSTL.
Yeah, and it will. He will kill Nesty.
This is where it ends. The fungals for Björl. Nesty is down to 25 supply. This is it.
This is it, man. Fnatic has done it. They will advance to the next round, and it is all thanks to Biel. GG!
Wow! Fnatic did it! They are going to advance.
What a match we just had.
Nesty, he loses. He's the last man standing 2 days in a row. And he loses both matches, both games against Zerg. And look at Biel. 4 kills today. Simply amazing.
Look at Hwani, man. He even looks speechless.
Well done.
The IM team, they are out.
NST is not just sitting there and he thinks, well, this is just Biel shit.
Oh man, that was actually the best joke I have ever heard in my entire life, actually. But that is definitely what Nesty is thinking, man. Oh, this is a great moment for Fnatic, a terrible moment for IM, but in the end, their players couldn't come through twice against Zergs. IM fell.
I have to ask though, where's MVP?
Where is he? Why did he not come out?
Yeah, why didn't we see MVP today?
That is a good question. The maps, again, were good for Zerg. We had Muspelheim, which is a pretty all-around good map, but the next 2 maps with Atlanta Spaceship and Whirlwind would have been tough maps for MVP to win on in a late-game scenario. I think that may have been one of the reasons, but, you know, I'm not sure if I would have picked Nesty even though that was the case. I mean, MVP is the GSL Code S champion, and Nesty has not posted as many results recently. He failed yesterday in a ZVZ, but the IM coach, I feel, made the decision he thought was best, and it just didn't work out.
Nesty also a little bit unlucky. It's not like he played bad. Yesterday and today he played really great games, but it was so close in every single one of them, and he lost both of them. Just by an inch, but...
The critical mistake in this game was the hatchery. If he kills that hatchery, doesn't have to attack anymore. Nesty was behind in every way and still managed to get ahead. It just never killed that hatchery.
There's no excuse for not leaving at least a roach or one last shot.
It had 10 hit points left.
Yeah, 10 hit points, and if he would have killed it, the game would have been over. That's the one lifeline that Biel had that he could rely on in the later stage of the game, and I don't know.
He didn't know if there were going to be spines up right away. There were several moments where he could have gone up and killed it, but when the spines were there, it started to recover a little bit of hit points. He transfused it once, and then it was like, well, I can't kill this hatchery now, but he kept fighting anyways in that location where his opponent had the better position oftentimes, and he bullied his way through the first 2 times, and even the 3rd time, it looked like, all right, Nesty's still ahead, but then eventually that production, that economy, it kicked in, and Nesty fell further and further behind.
Also the decision that Biel made when he was attacked when the base race occurred, he knew that in this kind of scenario it was so important to get as many energy units as possible, and he built 17 infestors.
He had the spines up from earlier. He made a ton of spines way before Nesty did, so Nesty didn't have the infestors, he didn't have the spines, and all the defensive positions, all the mining was in Biel's hands.
The timing also, when he attacked the base at the bottom left just before those spine caller finished.
Yep. Great play by Biel. We're going to take a look at our match results. And the result is Fnatic moves on. IM does not. The final score is 2-5. Moon starting things out. And it was a very Zergy day for Fnatic.
Yep. Moon and Biel, they did it. And Fnatic, they advanced to the next round. An incredible miracle. Who would have thought?
Would have thought, man. Like I said before the broadcast, a lot of people put IM at the highest, saying they will win this. They just have too good of a lineup. There's no way to stop this team.
And they could have used MC today. Not only today, also yesterday. And yeah, this is it for now. We are going to have an interview with Biel and Hwani.
Yeah.
And they are going to give us a little bit of an idea what they have in mind for the next time. And Hwani must be happy, but at the same time sad. He already told us before we started today's matches that he is kind of sad that he has to face the IM team because the coach is a good friend of his.
Yeah, they are actually good friends. I've spent time with a lot of them together as well. My most memorable time with Hwani and the IM coach was at WCG. You know, you could see they were very close. They talked to each other a lot. And Hwani basically knows everybody. So any team he's going to face, he's going to be friends with the coach. He's going to know them. So I guess he's had to take out 2 friends already. But in the end, I mean, he's getting used to it. It's probably going to be okay. Hwani, I mean, he has so much coaching experience, not only in StarCraft, but in first-person shooter games as well. He has done some of this in StarCraft 1. And let's have an interview with Hwani and his MVP.
정말 축하드리고요. 오늘의 MVP 바로 한지원 선수입니다. 축하드려요.
안녕하세요.
네, 지금 기분이 어떠신가요?
되게 좋고요. 믿기지가 않네요. 제가 4킬을 하다니.
네.
He's very happy and he can't believe that he actually 4-killed today, that he was able to take down 4 of IM's players.
원에서 넘어왔다는 거 말고 아는 게 별로 없는데
네.
본인 소개 좀 부탁 좀 드릴게요.
네, 제가 프로리그를 4승이나 했는데 모르는 분들이 많더라고요.
네네.
그래서 지금 이 기회로 좀 알렸다고 생각하고요.
네네.
In StarCraft 1, he had 4 wins in the Pro League,
열심히 할 테니
but still it
잘
was
봐주세요.
not many people actually know him in StarCraft 2, so that's what he kind of hopes for, that he hopes that this games against the Incredible Mirrors of today gives him a little bit more of a reputation and that people will know who he actually is.
별다른 이유가 있는 건가요?
I think he kind of achieved that today.
Yeah,
별 이유가
absolutely,
없어요.
man.
별이.
아 그런 거예요?
네.
네, 잘 알겠습니다. 자, 오늘이 곰TV 첫 인터뷰일 텐데 이 기회를 빌어서 하고 싶은
Yo
말을
means star in
마음껏
Korean,
해주시죠.
but he just not really, it doesn't really have a meaning to him, so his
되게
nickname is just something that
스트레스를
you
좀
like.
많이 받았는데
Definitely is the star of today.
이렇게 깨끗하게
You can say that again.
좋은 것 같아요.
Hyunghwa, Seed, Happy, and
좋은
his team
선전도 앞으로
will be able to
기대하겠습니다.
confirm that.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
He was
자,
really
그리고 김성환
stressed,
감독과도
practicing
이야기를
for the match,
나눠보도록
and
할게요.
he's very, very
감독님,
happy
오늘
that
처음
he
뵙는
won
것
and that he has team
같은데 첫
advanced.
인터뷰잖아요.
Now we have
대단하십니다.
Hwani.
축하드립니다.
That's
감사합니다.
himself.
네, 기분은
Kim Sung-hwan.
많이 좋은데 또 한편으로는 또 엄청 친한 동생들이 있는 팀을 이기고
He's very
올라가게
happy for his team, but also
아 정말요?
he's a little bit sad because his friend lost
반반인 것
today.
같아요.
오, 네.
And he's of course very friendly with the team I am.
네, 지난주 팀 리퀴드가 2라운드 진출에 실패를 했잖아요.
네.
해외 팀으로서 또 2라운드 진출이 굉장히 큰 의미가 있을 것 같은데 어떻게 생각하시나요?
일단은 해외 팀으로서 이렇게 2라운드 진출했던 것만으로도 되게 기쁘고요. 그리고 팀 숙소 차린 지도 얼마 안 됐는데 선수들이 많이 연습해줘가지고 올라왔고
Teamwork with fell last week, but I'm very
네,
happy that a
알겠습니다.
foreign
다음
team
주
made it to the
금요일이죠.
second round.
2라운드 첫 경기를 프라임 팀과 치르게 되는데
We just got a
프라임
new
팀
team
지난
house.
시즌 우승팀이에요.
네.
Practicing
프라임전을
there.
앞두고
Very
한마디,
proud of my
한마디
players
해주시죠.
who performed well today.
정말 잘하는 팀 LGIM을 이기고 올라왔고 또 친한
A
동생들이
bit
있는
ironic though that we
팀인데
didn't see a single
그거
foreign player
못까지
today in the
정말
lineup.
부담 많이 갖고
Very true.
열심히 연습해서 꼭 프라임 팀 이기도록 하겠습니다.
네, 기대하겠습니다.
Because I defeated a very good friend and a strong
네,
team,
여기까지
I'm going to do my best to do do well in the second round and go further. So he's defeating his friend. Basically, it's not in vain.
Yeah.
Very kind words from Hwani. And you know, he calls his team a foreign team. It's obviously very dominated by Koreans. Only Koreans played today, but it's a foreign-owned team. And Fnatic is a name that's been around forever. They're making such a splash in StarCraft 2 right now, and I'm proud of them too. You know?
Yeah, one of the next players that we would have seen would have probably been Niden. We talked a little bit to them, and depending on the player's choice, Niden was already preparing in one of the booths because he was kind of trying to play against Happy in case the BL lost. So yeah, it didn't happen in the end. And right now we have them advancing together with TSL.
Yep, we're going to take a look at our schedule, in fact, for next week's matches. Here it is. Obviously, Prime versus Fnatic first up on the 15th. And on my birthday, on June 22nd, we have Slayers EG against MVP. Then, of course, that's one side of the bracket. On the other side, we have on the 16th, Startail against Innis Hosa. And then TSL against FX Open the following week.
It's going to be great games. Kind of sad that I'm going to miss them. I'll be in Europe, I'll be on vacation. And
But you'll be able to catch them there.
Yeah, I will definitely watch them. And you'll probably be casting with Atosis, I guess.
And I will miss you, man. You'll miss them, but I will miss you.
I'll bring you a present.
That sounds really nice. You know, people, whenever I travel outside of Korea, my Korean friends say, always bring me a present, please bring me a present. And in the end, I forget, but on the plane, I'm like, I forgot. And then I go, well, I still have a little bit of US dollars or Swedish crowns. I can give them this, and that'll be good enough, right?
There's not really a lot of that you can buy in Korea, though, except for food that is like typical Korean that you can get as a present.
Yeah, when I went back to the States, I gave all of my friends just Korean money. That's what I did. That's always my excuse, man. That's how I do it. All right, so of course, next week we have Code S So down there, our first group will be Hero, Ghost King Prime, Seed, and Curious. I will be casting that match, in fact. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys next week, I guess. I don't know. Oh, actually,
This week, off the record.
Off the record.
Yep. That's
It
gonna
never ends. I'm going to see you guys all the time. It's been a great set of matches this week. We have seen awesome play. Zerg doing really well in a time that many Zergs are thinking, oh, this is a hard time for Zerg.
But right now they're doing pretty good.
Pretty good.
And next week we have the Prime team, one of the strongest Terrans in the world, or some of the strongest Terrans are in their lineup, and we'll see what they can do. Well, this is it for this week with the GSTL. On Friday we have Off the Record with Genius. Guys, it was a pleasure casting for you. I hope you had a great time, and we'll see you next time at the GSTL.
That's cool, but if my friends ask